Hi guys, Ilse and Eileen from the Stone Daisies, and we are stoked to have Reegan from Facing the Gallows. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
We know we said we're gonna have riddle break, but we'll have them on next week, I think.
Next week or
Some unforeseen circumstances, so we do apologize for that. But thanks for saving us. Thank
for
you
having us.
so much.
Thank you guys.
And then a shout out to the rest of the band.
Ray, Chase, Victor, and James. Come on, James.
Yeah, the guys really wanted to be here today. Someone might actually call in. We don't know. Might surprise us.
Yeah, like surprises.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see.
So first of all, we're just very, very jealous. Please tell us you opened for Ginger. How was that experience?
Yeah. Ooh, playing alongside Ginger was incredible, man. It was definitely an opportunity that we didn't necessarily see popping up, but something that we kind of hoped for. So yeah, doing that tour was fantastic. I mean, we only played, apart from Wacken, we didn't necessarily play alongside them at Wacken, but we did a small tour and played 2 other shows with them. And there was another Italian band, but for the life of me, I can't remember what the name of the band was. We didn't get along very well, let's put it that way. But Ginger is incredible. Tatiana's got some other pull with the crowd, so just being able to stand on the same stage as them was definitely something precious, if I can put it that way.
The first female vocalist I've ever heard was Tatiana.
Yeah.
And it was her song
Pisces.
Yes. And
That studio recording.
I literally sit and then I'm like, and then Carl looks at me and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, leave me alone. That's the only word I can hear, so leave me.
Yeah, man, she's incredible. Like, what she sounds like recorded compared to what she sounds like live it's just nuts.
Is it
She's
completely
just, like
different?
spot on, man.
Oh, wow.
She's like spot on,
wow.
yeah. Actually, what a performer.
Did you guys get to meet her personally?
Yeah, so we hung out with a band. Thank goodness. So they're very easy to talk to. Dudes they can all speak English as well. Not that they wouldn't necessarily, but you know, sometimes foreigners, it's different. And I don't think that they expected us to speak English the way that we did. And then the guys got along super well. I mean, there were joints passed around. It is what it is. And we got along with them super, super well. So we hung out with them. The first show that we played with them was in like an old war bunker in Germany called, it was a town called Aachen.
I saw that. Alsjeblieft.
Yeah, exactly. So to this day, we'll always, Aachen. So we hung out with them there. That was actually incredible because we played the show, didn't know that there was like a hospitality section. And we were like hanging out at the main bar, just selling merch alongside their merch guy, who is phenomenal. Such an awesome guy. He actually grew up with them and played in a band alongside Ginger. He actually played in a band that was bigger than Ginger in Ukraine. And then Ginger was like flourishing and he was like, screw this, I'm gonna do merch instead.
Yeah.
So he was fantastic. For the life of me, I can't remember what his name was, but he was awesome. So we were sitting in this bar and there was a Chinese-looking guy that walked up to us with an American accent, and he was like, what are you guys doing here? Have you eaten? And we're like, what are you talking about? We're just trying to sell merch. And he was like, there's an entire hospitality section in the back. Did you guys not know about this? And we're like, we had no idea, but it's cool. We got beers and t-shirts and people to talk to. And he was like, I'm coming back to you. So we're like, we didn't know what was going on. Turns out, so his name is Alan. He manages Ginger. Like, he is their tour manager. And so he tour manages like Memphis, Mayfire and everything as well. Oh, I think it was Miss Mayfire. Stand me corrected.
Miss Mayfire,
anyway,
I like the music.
You love Miss Mayfire. So we end up going into the hospitality room and like the whole band's there and we were like, what? This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like everyone's, you got a fangirl, come on.
Obviously.
So they were like, yeah, there was food, but the Italians ate it, and we were like, dude, that's super cool. Like, we were just very happy to have beers and stuff. Next thing, that we met up with the guy that was running the bunker. His name was Klaus. I think it was Klaus. And he was like, you guys need to stick around for beers. So we were having chats with him. So it was us and Ginger, no idea what happened to the Italians. So we're standing with them, hanging out. The guys are passing a joint around. I'm like, still standing there. I'm like, it's freaking Tatiana. And I was like, she's tiny, but freaking me out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just fangirling. And we ended up in Aachen until like 5 o'clock in the morning, drinking with the owners and Ginger. And they just kept feeding us beers called Spaten, which was phenomenal. Yeah, to this day, that was like our beer. And we kept walking around Germany like, do you guys have any Spaten anywhere? Like, we learned about this and like, yeah. And I just remember waking up the next morning in Netherlands not knowing how we got there.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
That was
I like
Wow.
that.
What a fucking adventure.
Yeah.
You guys went to Wacken. You guys played with Human Nebula. It was the first time you performed with Facing, isn't it? The Wacken.
The Wacken battle.
Yes.
Ooh, when was the first time?
I know it was in 2018.
Yeah, so 2000. I remember that we had to do. No, there was a. What was the Turning Tricks? Cranked Up. Cranked Up was happening when Miss May I came through.
Okay.
And that was supposed to be my first show, which was like freaky because I grew up listening to Miss May I.
Yeah.
I was like, I loved Miss May I.
Yes.
And then the guys thought it would be a good idea to have a show just before that. But for the life of me, I can't remember where we played. I should remember this, but I don't. So we played like a little show. It might have even been like a Sundowner show.
I think it was Sundowners. I think it was Sundowners because I would just before you came, I went and scrolled through your Instagrams and stuff, and I saw.
You're on top of it, man.
Yeah,
That's her job.
I saw that you guys were at Sundowners, and Carl mentioned something that said, "This is at Sundowners in Alberton."
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
The old Sunnies. Yeah, so we played a small show just beforehand, so they were like, yeah, just get the feeling. But now for the life of me, it even feels like I don't even know if we played that show. Because I remember I lied to my friends, like my closest friends who got me into music initially, because they had a band like many years ago. And I lied to them the whole time. I was like, I don't know who the new vocalist is. Like, they knew I went for like the whole trial thing. I was like, dude, I don't know. Apparently, like, all I heard from the band is they're going to tell everyone who it is on the day of the big Cranked Up show kind of thing. And they're like, that doesn't like make sense. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So then I was like, I had my buddies with me and we walked into the gates of Sunny's, and obviously where they like ask you for your tickets or if you're buying tickets or whatever, and they're like, cool tickets, whatever. And I was like, Facing the Gallows. And my mates were like, what? Oh, dude, what? And I was like, dude, I don't even know any of the lyrics. I can't remember. I'm so nervous, dude.
Oh,
So yeah, it was a fantastic day. Like, I had friends come through with like posters and stuff. Like, it was super surreal, and it was still surreal because it was literally like the whole old FTG, apart from Nem being able to be there. So Nem was the original drummer, but having Ricky on the stage and having Brian on the stage was like super important. Like, it was amazing because I grew up watching the band and like idolizing the dudes along the sides of like Dead Will Tell and Pestroy and everyone like that, and then like being able to stand there, kid you not, like 10 minutes before I looked at the guys, I was like, I don't know any of the lyrics. I can't remember them. Like, I can't remember them.
Nerves.
But then like, yeah, it was the nerves. Like, I was freaking myself out. By the time everything started, you were just like, oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, cool.
I can do this.
You're like jamming. So that's what I remember. But yeah, it was like overwhelming.
I know you guys played this weird drinking game in Germany.
Oh.
Can you please explain?
Okay.
Because I watched it and you were like, we're winning but losing, but we're winning, and I don't know how. And I was like, what the fuck? This is so complicated.
So James explained this the best on that little video that we made of like the tour through. But so, you know how we drink just to like, we try and drink not to get too wasted?
Yeah.
Yeah, Germans do the opposite of that. The point of drinking is to get as fucked up as you can.
That's the Germans for you.
Yeah,
eh?
it was wild. So the way I remember it, so we didn't get to drink a shitload, but that day was like day off, and we let loose and met a bunch of people. What they did is we were like walking down the path, because it's literally like walking through a village to get to where the fucking main stage is.
Yeah.
Like, you walk through tens of thousands of people, which was insane, and everyone's like super friendly. So these dudes are playing this game, and they were like, you guys have to play this, because we like met one of the friends like earlier or something. So you got a team on the far right side, team on the far left side, and there is, I believe it was a cup in the middle. So everyone has a drink in their hands. The point of the game is you have to throw the ball to hit the cup over. So what happens then is once you hit the cup over, you have to start downing your drink. One of the guys on the other team has to run to flip the cup back up and run back.
Okay.
If they don't make it back in time before you finished your drink, then whoever finished your drink like falls out, so it becomes fewer and fewer players. So the point is you're downing your drink and kind of like racing them. So the quicker there's no one left on your team, the quicker you win. So that's the only part that really makes sense.
So you just make...
You're just downing. Well, yeah, you could, but yeah, it takes the fun out.
Okay, so how long has Facing the Gallows been playing together?
I'm terrible at math right now. Band started in 2008. What are we in now? 2021.
Yes.
We're on 15 years?
Wow.
Is it 15 years?
You
believe it's 15
and
years.
you only been the vocalist for 2 years or
Almost 3
years.
Almost 3 years, yeah.
Okay, and your old band,
Story of a Stranger.
A Story of a Stranger.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Why
Tell us the story.
There needs to be a story where you're like, oh my goodness.
No, that was an interesting take. So that was good friends of mine that started a band, and I mean, I grew up listening to metal. I was like, my friends in a band, I'm totally gonna go to those shows and mosh. I love moshing. I loved pits. That was my thing. And I was like, okay, cool. You guys have the band. I'm gonna be a hype man. So every time you guys play, I'm gonna be the dude like jumping off stage and throwing boogie boards and like whatever I could do to be like wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had a vocalist in the band who was also a friend of ours. And it turned out he wasn't doing that well at the vocal side. So one of my best friends, his name was Carl, he was the drummer at the time. He was like, dude, because I had this long hair and everyone's trying to look like Ollie Sykes kind of thing. Yeah. So he was like, dude, you look like a front man. Why don't you just try this? I was like, dude, I've never like screamed. Like I listened to everything, but I wasn't really yelling at anyone. So I was like,
You're not
okay,
angry.
cool. I'll give it a shot, man. And I was absolutely terrible.
I was expecting something where
I didn't believe what came out of my mouth. It was so good. I was fucking terrible.
It was sitting there doing something you don't really know how to do, and you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but this sounds bad. Like, I know what I'm listening to. This doesn't sound anything like that. I'm like,
I will
my
not buy
folks are
this.
worrying about what's happening, because I'm like yelling in my room. I'm like 15, 16 years old, and they're like, dude, what are you doing? So I'm like boarding up my room with mattresses and stuff. So anyway, so time went by, practice. Eventually got to a point where the guys were like, dude, that actually sounds pretty cool. Okay, cool, let's get a show. So we had like 4 or 5 songs. And the first show we ever played was like someone in high school hosted bands at the house. And some of the dudes that were in high school with us were like metalheads. And they played, I forgot what the one band's name was, but they did really, really well. They used to compete against like the guys that did Rock Spider and stuff like that. So we played the show. Also terrible. Worst present. I don't know what I did. Like, I still have the videos, and we watched them like a couple months ago, and we were like, how did we do this? But I mean, there was a different standard of what was cool then and what was cool now. Like, we just had the whole look and like didn't really move. Just kind of like stood there, like very stoner grunge, kind of just like doing whatever. And it was weird. And dudes would be like, oh, that was sick, bro.
Yeah,
that
was so disgusting.
And you're like, oh, dude, gnarly, bro. Oh, wait, okay. I don't know. And so funny enough, Story of a Stranger got us in contact with. I don't know if you ever heard of a band called Shaggy Heartbeat. So back in the day, they were like the hardcore kids. So if you know who the Chariot is also an extremely hardcore band. These dudes were that for us in South Africa.
Okay.
No one performed harder than them. They were nuts. They hurt each other, left getting stitches and stuff. Like, it was nuts. They were my favorite live band to watch because it was just ridiculous.
Chaos.
And we happened to, one of our friends had like this big house, like down Boschkorp side. And we would band practice in here because they were like kind of like the wealthy friend with a good setup. We're like, cool. So I had room to practice. And for some reason, when people would come over, we'd think it's a cool idea to be like, yeah, we got a band. You guys would like watch us play like a song in the back. And like, we weren't good. Like, we got better, like, don't get me wrong. But at that time, it's like, you're not really that good. So like, people would sit there, like 10, 15 people, like sitting around you, just like, cool, this is my next song called frickin' Shrimp on a Barbie, whatever.
Shrimp on a Barbie.
And yeah, we'd play the song out, and the dudes from Choking Heartbeat happened to be there because they were friends with our guitarist's brother. And they were like, sick dudes, this is who we are. And my drummer was like, I know exactly who you guys are. This is insane. And I was like, who are they? Because we were too young to go to clubs or bars or anything. And then, yeah, they were like, cool, we'll help you guys out. Like, we know some people, like, get you guys into shows or whatever. And funny enough, first club show, Choking Heartbeat was supposed to play, and they were like, we can't play, but we know some guys that could play.
The garage.
And we got the slot.
Wow.
And funny, like, the story gets weirder because as it went, like, we realized who we were playing with. So we get to Shiva's. We're too young to get in, so we're not allowed to go in until we can play.
Yeah.
And they're like giving us nonsense, like, you guys can't drink. We're like, that's cool, whatever. We're gonna play. Like, nerves are on. We walk in to see the one band sound check, and it's like phenomenal. Like, it's a good sound check, like, for us.
Yeah.
And we're like, how are we supposed to play after that if that was the sound check? Little did we know that was Freedom for Your Life. So Freedom for Your Life was opening the set for us, and we were like first club show kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it doesn't mean anything, but we're like,
Of course it
we
means
freaked
something.
out. Then we met those dudes, and we were like, oh, this is so sick. And it just, like, domino effect. Met every single body else. And that's kind of how I just kind of flourished in the scene.
Wow.
So I took you guys on like a journey.
Wow.
That's amazing.
No,
That is really
I'm sorry.
But I like that you guys do that so that people can see it's not just grab a guitar and whatever and jump on a stage. I mean, to
Yeah.
try and show them what you guys go through when you write the songs and to get where you are now. I mean, it's hard work.
It was.
It's fun, but it's hard work.
I would say.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, I'm bummed the band didn't like carry on, but I mean things would be different for us anyway. We still got a song that I think we should have rewritten, or maybe we just rewrite and play once again because the breakdown is insane. And the fact that we wrote that when we were kids is like probably why it's so cool, because it was like a very, I don't know what it was, man, but yeah, it was cool.
Did you guys enter for the summers or get
Nominations?
Yes.
For this, for last year's one.
Yes. Oh, and
I
this
believe
year.
I believe we did. Well, last year we did get nominations. Last year I think we did very well. Yeah, for that, because what is coming out now is 2020.
2021.
Summers are always 1 year behind.
2020.
Yeah,
Oh,
2020.
it's like Texas.
You get awards for the stuff you did last year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like Texas.
So I think we should do reasonably well for this year's awards because last year was the most productive.
Wow,
Yeah.
during COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That's
what we
amazing.
because what happened was it was literally Wacken took place, then months of understanding if we were going to do this whole label signing or not, and then we officially decided on everything with the label and we were like, cool, we'll do this, sign the contract. Then from there it was like, okay, cool, well we need this and this and this and this is what you guys should be doing. So we were like, insane. Let's re-record some stuff. Well, unfortunately, we had to re-record some of the older tracks because we had to give them a sample of what we sound like now. So it was difficult to send can't send an old album with Ryan's vocals on when it's a different vocalist now kind of thing. So it was just something that had to be done. It was like the quick fix, and then we wrote like 2 extra songs. So prepared all of that and then made music videos for all of them. So as COVID hit, like we planned to release the one video like in March, April sometime, and I can't even remember when the first lockdown was.
March.
Well, it was March.
Last year,
Yeah,
right?
end of March.
Right
27th?
after Ramfest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. And Ramfest is like 15. Well, okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
March
so
15th of March,
Yeah.
14th of March.
So we plan to like release it like just before end of March, and as soon as they announced that like it's lockdown, we were like, okay, this is kind of cool because now people have no reason not to watch this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
Perfect
everyone's gonna
timing.
look for something to do, and we have got like a list of content to release. So we're like, okay, this works out perfectly for us. But we all believed it was gonna be 21 days.
Yeah.
What a hoax.
A year later.
Biggest hoax ever.
Yeah.
Biggest
It's
hoax ever.
2021 and nothing's fucking sorted out
Yeah.
yet.
So yeah, sorry, big tangent again, but I think because of how much we did in that short span, it was like the most productive the band had been in like a little while as well, with as much content. Like we were super busy doing it, like trying to cut work where we could,
Yes.
getting in trouble, whatever. Like kids, kind of felt like a kid again. But yeah, so I think hopefully things go well. I don't know. It's always cool to win a Sama. It's like a tap on the shoulder that
Yes.
you don't necessarily need, but it's really warming in a way.
Yes.
Like it's you appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like
ups
an-
you. You feel like you've done something.
Yes, award for all the hard work you guys
Yeah.
put in and everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Both
Have you
so
guys
fun.
won a summer before?
yeah. We got a few.
Sorry, I like to ask this question so that you can brag
No, I
with
think
what
it's
you
fair.
guys have done.
So the way it works is, okay, so I come from a big sporting background, so I always work with seniors, juniors, like it's just how it is. There's a respect level, and because Chase and Ray are like the two OGs, because they're like the two original dudes that are still there. Vic is technically like an OG because he came in like long time ago. I actually think this year was like his 10th or 11th year. He's actually missed an anniversary, but we couldn't see him in COVID. So
Oh shit.
I think I'll get back to you on that. But as far as I know, and then JMO was the recent, and then it was myself. So I believe that the awards need to kind of stick with OGs, and OGs get to decide who gets the next award. So
Yes.
we won an award last year, which was for, I think we won best live.
I
Yeah, it
haven't
was
seen
best
you guys
live.
live yet.
We
I want
wanted
to.
what?
Yes.
I'm leaving.
No. No, we're not done yet.
I'm kidding.
You can leave to go fetch the rest of the band.
Yes.
No, you leave, sorry.
I honestly think that's the best way to experience the band. Like even from me, like watching, like growing up with the band, and like, I mean, just as a spectator or as a fan, it was the best way to watch them. There was such a presence in the band, so I think
Yeah.
that's what sells it. I've brought my family and them along, and friends that like who go to like these super church groups. I'm like, dude, we're not satanic.
Yes, don't.
We're just playing heavy
music's just
stuff.
angry.
Yes.
It's actually pretty political if you look at it.
Yeah, and it's actually, we talk sense. We don't
Yeah.
talk about sex and drugs and
Normal shit.
Yeah. So I think you have to, whenever it happens again, we're jamming out, and it's like we go. balls to the
Please,
wall
we'll
kind of
definitely be there. When do you guys know when the shows are starting?
We
or-
don't like.
Or
I
have
mean,
something coming up soon? Or?
I know venues are allowed to have people, but it's not.
we don't
it's
have
it's
venues.
difficult. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
difficult to say that. Let's book a place for 50 people, and
But a 50 people experience in comparison to a 500 experience is completely different.
yeah,
I feel like people, something I have seen, which is, it's also a little bit upsetting, but you can understand it because you've been there. But people kind of stand insecure most of the time. Like, you don't necessarily want to freak out at a metal show by yourself, but at the same
Yeah.
time, you're like, why not? Like,
Yeah.
no one here actually gives a shit if you're the weird one.
yeah, because
We
everyone's
are
weird.
Dude, there's a guy yelling at you on stage.
Yeah,
It's
there's
pretty weird.
and you're jamming to it.
Yeah.
and you like it. So
Because altogether it sounds cool.
Yes.
And if you're moshing by yourself, like it's like all the instruments together. Some instruments sound a little bit cruddy by themselves, like scream vocals. And when you bring everything else together, it sounds cool. So
Yeah.
one guy starts a pit, it can be a little bit infectious. And the shoulders start rolling and you start getting in there. And then next thing, someone gets a spin kick to the face. It's okay. It's okay.
Gee whiz.
It's okay.
Not
It's
the
okay.
nose, please,
Yeah.
not the nose.
So I think that is a big thing. Like people, like it is that herd thing. It's like once everyone feels like it's cool, like all of a sudden you should be like, oh, that's cool. Just do it, man. Like, it's okay. It's like it's a moment. You paid for this.
Exactly.
Get what you paid for.
We want to know, I heard that you guys are planning on releasing a new album and you guys are recording and mastering it by yourself. How's
Perhaps.
that going?
Okay.
If
So
you
we-
don't want to talk about it, it's
No,
fine.
no.
Read the fine print.
To be
You have
honest-
to.
To be honest with you, like going around being social where you can be social, it's been interesting to hear because it seems like some people think like the band is like at a complete halt and potentially not gonna carry on, which was kind of like scary to hear.
Yeah.
You're like, this it's definitely not happening. Like,
Yeah.
Jews are gonna play till they die. Like,
Yeah.
we are. But it has been slow on our side. Unfortunately, we haven't put out as much content as we had wished for. But real life, unfortunately, did kick in.
Yeah.
And our jobs pay our bills. The music doesn't at the moment.
Yeah.
Yet. You
Well,
have to put
yeah.
a yet behind it.
Yes.
Correct. So yeah, guys were traveling a lot and doing work just to kind of meet ends meet. But yeah, it's getting a little bit easier now. We have been in the flow. We've got like, call it like a complete half an album like written, and everything else is building, but at like a pretty decent pace. So we had hoped for it to be a couple months sooner, but the plan is just to have a full album before the end of the year now.
Oh, cool.
It was supposed to be a lot sooner, but realistically, it's just had to shift on a little bit. But for our obligation, we feel that we owe it to ourselves and to everyone else that is keen to listen to it, that there'll be an album by the end of the year. Yeah.
Cool. I can't wait. Carl's like, yes!
Don't.
So to answer your question about, so we are gonna be recording it and mixing it to our best ability. So everyone's got like the entire setup because we've tried to make it easy. Being so far apart, I mean, Vic's got a family. I don't know if everyone knows, but he had a baby in COVID, so obviously life changed for him.
Yeah.
So it is difficult for Vic to navigate that, and him being a teacher and obviously having to stay away from everyone to keep his family safe.
Yes.
We completely understand that, and we
Yes.
respect it, and I mean,
Yes.
that's what it should be. Then, how did I just miss this tangent? I had such a good storyline. Like, I feel like a stoned Daisy.
That's a good thing.
But yeah, so we all got kitted out with gear so that we could, if you had your project or whatever, just send it over.
Yeah.
We have kind of lived a little bit in the 16th century kind of thing for a while because the way the band works is it's so emotionally and there's a vibe to it. Sitting in a room helps you write. We look at each other. There's just a feeling sensation that you get from being with each other and writing instead of sitting behind the screen and saying like, okay, cool, yeah, listen to this. Yo, Ray, that was pretty sick, bro. Can you try this over that? Okay, cool. James, just spoke to Ray. Can you...
Yeah.
Like, not always cool, man.
Yeah, I
Not
can,
always
I can
cool.
imagine that's very impersonal.
Yeah,
Yes, the
Impersonal.
word
Got it.
right.
Yes.
Impersonal.
you got it.
Oh,
But
sorry.
it is how everything has kind of transitioned. It makes it easier to write albums and music for all other musicians. I mean, if you look at major bands, guys live across countries. Like, they are
Yeah.
not a 30-minute drive away from each other. So that's what you have to adapt to. So
Yes.
we're trying to make do with what we have best.
But
And
that's-
we'll adapt as things go, kind of thing.
we don't need to live close to each other.
We've got this. Day jobs, evening jobs, gigging, making
Yeah, that's
albums.
wild.
I mean,
Yeah, that's very
yeah, it's
impressive.
impressive. It's
Yeah.
impressive.
I guess it kind of just narrows down to, like, how much you want to do something.
Passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Look, time does make a difference. I believe that for sure. But you can make time for it.
And like Carl told me, if you want to do something and you put a price to it, you'll see a lot of people will not really want to do that anymore. But it depends on how you really, if you really want to do it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what matters.
Price wouldn't
Yes,
matter.
price wouldn't
Says
matter.
the man. You see, you're in 3 bands, bro. Like for reals, for reals.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he's like,
Come on.
It's like, I
That's
don't know,
impressive.
He's got 3.
Not a podcast
impressive,
about me,
bro.
please.
And then he
Just
does
saying,
a
bro.
podcast as well.
Carl,
He
you're
helps us
You're
as
still
well.
here, buddy. You're still here.
He's part of the Stone Daisies as well.
100%.
Behind the scenes. Yo, police brutality. Are you excited about that song to drop?
Whew. Yeah. Well, I mean, listening to it for the first time, and then Kyle saying, "Dude, you want to be part of this?" I was like, "Yes." Because
What are you talking about?
no one ever asked me to feature on anything. Like, I do. Like that's what I dig. Like
You probably felt like a little girl.
yeah, I was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm
This
just
is
gonna
like
play.
not just Gallows stuff, some other extra stuff too. And it was a fantastic song. I love that there's literally like, it sounds like almost like 3 completely different songs as a song. I just love it. I think it's gonna be really cool to see what comes from it. So I'm definitely excited. I don't want to speak too much on it. I just want to see what happens because knowing everyone that is on the song as well is nuts, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool collaborative initiative. I think things like this need to take place more in the country. I don't think that it's kind of weird. Like everyone knows everyone in a way.
Yeah.
Like you'd be surprised to hear who from the hip hop side in SA knows who from the metal side on our side.
Yeah.
It's wild. And if we can get more of those collaborations, I mean, things will grow. Like
Yes.
people got to stop kind of. What is this word people are using? Gatekeeping. I don't even know what the hell it means.
Gatekeeping.
No, but that's
Maybe
true.
I'm using it wrong.
That's true.
Am I using it right, Carl?
No, you're using it right. There's
I'm
a lot
using
of-
it.
Some people
Shit.
have to go through, like if they wanted to interview you, and I was being sour because they don't know how to get to you, and I'm
Yeah.
the only one with your contact, I'm gonna make the decision for you.
Dude.
Like, I don't think you guys should, you're the one that actually should say no, but I'm saying no on your behalf, not letting you know.
So I hate that,
That
there
shit
wasn't a
happens
camera
in the
on
industry,
you.
man.
But this is real, dude. It is real.
But can I just say that we have not experienced that at all with you guys, with the metal community?
Yeah.
When you guys heard, or when the metal community heard that me and Eileen wanted to do this, everybody jumped in to help us. And that just shows the caliber of people that you guys are.
Yeah.
Because we're helping you, you're helping us, and only good things can come from this. So we really appreciate you guys for doing this.
We really do. And
We really do.
and
You don't understand. We are
We'd
very,
love
very...
to have you guys again, the full band, when the album launches,
I love to do that too.
Yes.
so that we can put it out there.
Well, I mean, you guys are a platform for kind of echoing all of this as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool. So you got to do things like that. But yeah, I think it's dudes just need to be not necessarily open, but kind of more professional in a sense in how you manage things. Like if you do want to kind of branch out, it's not necessarily saying you're going to influence the whole hip hop crowd, but like talk to someone, collaborate. You'd be surprised how many of those guys are metalheads too, man.
Yeah.
And how many metalheads love rap. That's intoxicating.
Were you shocked about the news about Joey? Is it Jordison?
Yeah.
How sad is that?
You guys are quick, man. That was like now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
It was like
this
yesterday.
morning. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
26th, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday morning? Tuesday morning? Yeah, because today's
Tuesday.
Wednesday.
It's
Tuesday.
wild, man, because that was like such a big influence to everyone. I mean, even if you didn't necessarily follow everything metal, I'm pretty sure you've heard of Joey Jordison. It's kind
Or
of like
Slipknot.
I don't follow skateboarding, but I know who Tony. No, I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying some people.
Yeah, and like
I love
I know
skateboarding.
NBA,
I know
but
who Tony
LeBron
Hawk is.
James.
Exactly. Like they are iconic people that
Yes.
stand out from everyone else for a reason.
Yes.
That's
And
made a difference
he
in
was
the music.
incredible, man. I think he was one of the best, if not the best drummer around. Like
Yeah.
it was nuts. But to hear like reading the news and hearing that it was like a peaceful passing, I guess that's like kind of it's a softer blow because it's peaceful.
And
But yeah, that's a loss, man.
Did I read right? I don't know if I am. That he had MS. 'Cause
Was
I-
it exactly MS?
Because I read something that is that why he passed. Because I just saw that he passed. I didn't see why.
Don't even quote me, and
I
I read
was
an
just-
entire article today, but I'm like spoofed now. I can't remember.
Who do you think is the best international metal band? that you would love to open for that you haven't played before?
If I can be straight up, I absolutely love The Art Is Murder. I've watched them twice. And
Live?
Yeah, and Larkin also.
And it just gets better. Like, I watched them at Baseline here, and then I actually skipped Slayer to watch The Art Is Murder at Wacken. And yeah, I was totally with it.
Oh,
like,
wow.
it was cool to see. Like, I quickly ran out. I was like, okay, Slayer's playing. Why can't I think of anything now? What's that famous song again? Raining Blood. Damn. I feel like a noob. So they're playing Raining Blood. I was like, oh, this is so sick. And like, I was like, okay, cool. But The Art Is Murder. And then I ran back in, and I told the guys, because they never watched The Art Is Murder here, and I was like, you don't understand. Like, I promise you, it's going to be one of the sickest shows that you see. And swear to God, everyone loves The Art Is Murder in my band. And like, because not everyone's like a deathcore nut like I am. But yeah, it was chaotic. I would go back to that any day. Like, that specific performance. So yes, The Art Is Murder, 100%. Yeah, if they ever come here, you guys have to go and see it.
We will.
It's
we
nuts.
will.
It's nuts. Their production is huge.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's insane. That's insane. Now, we're definitely hoping some international bands come and visit us.
Yeah.
Right after this COVID. And we're hoping to line up the connections and stuff and getting you guys that side as well. Especially if they start with the festival and stuff that we're talking about doing.
Yeah.
With DJ from the Boneyard and everything. I mean, that's what he is building the stage and all that already.
That'd be
So...
awesome.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that, and we hope that we can see you guys there once everything's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plan's definitely to go over again, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then good luck with your summer awards
Thank you.
and your
Album.
Thank you very much.
And you still haven't given us the song.
Which...
Your favorite song that's a non-metal song. You have to before we finish.
let me just look at my Spotify quickly.
Yes, you can do that. You can.
Is that cool?
Yes, yes. And then while you're busy looking, can you tell the guys on what platforms they can...
Every major platform that is available, music can be found on. So Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's on Deezer. You can even link it on TikTok if you had a TikTok video.
Oh,
I've made like one talk, so I don't know if that means I'm a TikToker.
I
I don't
Do you
know.
like random dances?
I did it like once. It was like a really dumb video, and I was like, I just had to see what the hype was. And yeah, I'm still deciding if I'm gonna do that.
We're on TikTok. We just put little
I'm
like promo videos.
promo videos on there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's good.
So we'll do one, and then we'll
Tag
tag you guys in it. And then we're excited for police brutality, and then merch. Where can the people find
Merch.
some
I'm
Facing the Gallows merch?
stoked you asked about that. So we are. Sorry, I'm here. I'm just the eyes are like here. So we are redesigning and making a ton of new lines and merchandising as well. We've just been pretty like stern about having the quality of it, because unfortunately merch is most of the time it's categorized as expensive, but you're like, dude, order a shirt from online, it's pretty pricey regardless of the fact, like, and you got to remember things are made in like kind of small batches. So we're just looking for the best quality. It's not going to be ridiculous, like it's going to be viable.
Yeah.
So we just want the coolest hoodies, we want the coolest shirts, things that will last you, so that 10, 20 years down the line you can be like, yeah, I used to watch this band, or I used to bri with the dude, whatever it is. It's just we want things to stand out like that. So it's been a journey. We're on a good... Yeah, we're doing pretty well on our timeline. Website's been redeveloped. So the facingthegallows.com website will be active, I believe, in like the next month. It's
cool.
done. It's just not completely populated because we're just waiting for certain items to come into stock. You don't want to populate a website and like not have enough stuff.
Yeah.
So again, our mistake for being a little bit back-footed, but there's also massive stock shortages in the entire country.
Yes.
There's like nothing available. So yeah, brand new designs, really cool stuff. It's not just going to be like band orientated. There'll be like aspects that link to the band. It will be like lifestyle wear at the same time. So you don't have to worry about going into church with a freaking goat on your chest. Like, it's not going to look like that.
No.
But there'll be some cool stuff along the way.
Yes.
Okay, I still haven't given you a freaking song. Ooh, okay. You know what? I'm going to hit you with some Khalid. Khaled. You know
DJ
Khaled.
No.
You don't know Khaled?
Yeah, Khalid.
Okay, Khalid.
Yeah,
I also
Khalid.
pronounce it wrong, don't worry.
Either way.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what the song's name is now. I know the song, but I keep forgetting the freaking name. Because there's like two that sound exactly the same.
It's probably Saturday night.
No, it's not Saturday night. It's a
Out of
better.
my
It's
head.
oh wait, it's on CDs. It's on me. No. Motion.
Motion.
I've not heard that.
Yo, if you want to get a little bit emotional, get a warm little water bottle, maybe a rusk and a tea, and cry.
And cry.
It's all
Follow
about.
me on Spotify. I need that song and I'll follow. I
all
think I'm
about
already following Facing the Gallows on Spotify. If I don't, I will go. But thank you very
Now you're making me question myself. I don't even think I follow my own band on freaking
You
Spotify.
better check. Thank you so much for taking the time and
Thank you guys, man.
Thank you.
and doing this for us. We're
It's
very
tons of fun.
very excited for the new merch, the new songs, Police Brutality. Just seeing you guys live,
Albums,
getting
merch,
out
everything.
merch, and because we definitely will support you guys on that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Yeah, we'll make
much.
noise about it. Once everything's sorted, we'll like. Unfortunately, we're gonna spam you. We're gonna get in your email boxes.
Anytime.
If you still got a MySpace, we're there.
Okay.
Find you in my MySpace.
Yeah. We're gonna bring back
What's
Mixit
MySpace?
just to like.
Mix
repost
it.
I know what Mixit is, but I don't know what MySpace is.
I never even had MySpace.
I
just
don't
know
even.
about
I
it.
don't know about it
I
either.
was too young for that shit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
thank,
you're like.
I'm 19.
thank you very, very much. And if you can please sign on our table
Anywhere you like.
anywhere you
Yes.
like.
It's like a funky crayon.
Yes.
Is it like my
video,
name
video,
or
video,
like a
video.
signature?
Please want to make a video?
A signature.
Sien, gaan jy 'n video maak?
So,
Hoe teken?
Ja, dat is wel zo. Ja, allemaal doen.
No, but now everyone's gonna see how I saw my checks.
Oh, is it
Rude.
that
I'm joking,
one?
I'm
Okay, wait, I want to
joking.
take pictures so we have
Got a
it.
ball somehow.
I mean, the checks
gotta
I
go
signed
to
are for like
America.
Magic Company. 100 tokens. Okay, cool. Let's
We'll
sign
also
it
take a
away.
video.
Who is this?
That's me.
Oh, this is like prime real estate right now, bro.
I practiced in primary school, bro.
Well, now I feel like
legit.
I don't have enough practice for this now.
oh, wait.
Oh, okay, we're good. We're good.
Yes.
Okay, cool. It looks like a scribble.
Here we
I
go.
need to go up the map.
Baby horns. Baby horns.
I tell you